Welcome back to another episode of Art World Confessions. Today I'm going to speak about Gagosian Gallery and two of the shows that they're having there this month. I don't know if you're aware, but I have a close connection to the gallery for years now. I've been following their programming, and I really have had the best influences from the creator of Gagosian Galleries. He's one of the biggest mentors I've had. Through thick and thin, I've learned a lot from him over the years, and not just in terms of art, but in terms of how the business of art works. And at the end of the day, this has been one of the biggest lessons in my life. It's an exhausting lesson. It's a lesson that never ends, but from time to time, I have to talk about the programming, because what I really admire is that it's an art gallery in the true sense of the word. There's literature, writing, there's work from filmmakers, there's painting, sculpture, phenomenal programming. The whole publishing side of the business is amazing. And in terms of luxury art buying, I don't think there may be two or three others that come off the top of my head. And if you're in the art world, you know them already, like Pace or like Hauser and Wirth or David Werner. There are a few of them at the top who, would qualify as luxury art buying. So just like with a luxury handbag, like you go to Louis Vuitton and you see a bag with a Jeff Koons dog on top of a Monet water lilies, and you're just like, ugh, like what the heck happened there? Like, whose idea was it in the creative department that thought that this would even make aesthetic sense? But I'm sure some of it sells, so that's probably what counts at the end of the day, whether or not it sells. So, as a person of color, not African American, I'm brown, I'm from Trinidad, I live in America, and I am American, but I'm not necessarily coming from the background that understands things of the African American diaspora, or whatever you want to call it. And there's one artist, Nathaniel Mary Quinn. I've seen his work a few times at the gallery, and I don't really know him personally, although I must say he's being collected by some of the biggest collectors thanks to his gallery. And I don't know, what do you think about that? Is he like some sort of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of Francis Bacon in a shopping cart. I mean, a lot of his work is like Francis Bacon, but with black characters, and I just don't get it. Let's put it like this. I just don't get it. I was expected, I guess, as a person of color, to vote for our current mayor in New York City. I remember when I was voting, I was still on the edge, and someone was like, how could you not vote for him? You know what? I'm sorry, but just because someone is a black artist doesn't mean I'm gonna like their work. There are many black artists that I like. There are many artists of color whose work I'm really interested in, and God knows I support everything that's goes on in the culture to support African Americans, because they've certainly not had what they should have from this country to support them based on the history of America. But that doesn't mean that every African American artist I'm gonna be like, whoa, that's amazing. Anyways, so the next thing I thought about with the gallery is that when they started this gallery at Le Bourget outside of Paris, the private jet airplane hangar place, that was built at a time, that gallery started there at a time when it was really cool to have something separate and elite for people to come to that didn't involve the proletarians, the plucky people. And now things have really changed, because Takashi Murakami is not only having an exhibition there, but he's giving away NFTs to everyone who comes there. I think this is just really perfectly democratic. And they have buses taking you from the center of Paris out there and bringing you back. So you can get a shuttle bus there this week to see the exhibition, to be part of the opening. And wow, times certainly have changed. I know it's changing in Europe for sure, because many countries are now looking into reducing the amount of private jet travel, just based on the idea of, conserving things for the environment and stuff like that. So I don't know what's gonna show up in the next few years, but I think the gallery and the artists realize that we really have to somehow bring more people who are interested into the space, who are not necessarily of the 1%. And this is quite an interesting time we're in, and quite an interesting phenomena we're seeing here in the art world. So let's continue on our art world journeys, and join me again for another Art World Confessions. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and I'll see you again soon on another episode. Have a great week.